Hello, this is Charlie. Found another bit that might be interesting to some folks that have an Acura or another vehicle with this turbocharged inline four-cylinder engine with the P2263 code. So this is my buddy's vehicle, and he brought it over for me to take a look at. Looking around online, what I found was the most common thing was for the shops, dealerships, etc., to replace the turbo, and that's $4,500. I think the turbo by itself is around 2,500 or 3,000 or something, plus the labor. Anyways, a lot of money there, but I did find what I think is a fix for this vehicle. So bear with me here. I'm not going to be able to do a real good job with this, just because this one's put back together and you're not going to be able to see real well probably what I want to point out. But anyways, hopefully there's going to be some value added for somebody out there with this code. So you got to remove this cover, these four plastic fasteners. You just turn those 90 degrees counterclockwise and this assembly comes off. You've got your intercooler, which is below this. So you've got a hose clamp here, hose clamp on the back for the ducting, a couple of fasteners down behind it, fastener on the front, and then one fastener over here. And then you've actually got a little, looks like some kind of little PCV deal. Not sure exactly what that is, but that's 2 bolts here, and that'll kind of move forward, and you'll be able to pop this thing off. So that'll give you some access down behind here. And I'm going to try to use this screwdriver and a flashlight to point at these things. This cover that I'm kind of shining the light on here, that covers the turbocharger. You got a bolt right there. Right there, you can see that one when the light's not shining on it. So got that bolt. There's another bolt. Let me do it this way. So you've got your bolt here. There's one down on the aft side, and then there's one on this end of it. So you pop those 3 bolts off, right? I did that, and what I found was you can see the turbocharger at that point. There's a plate on the turbocharger, but right back here is pretty accessible. And what I ended up doing was removing the 6 bolts that hold that plate on to the turbocharger. Well, inside there is what is referred to as a wastegate. So what I found was the wastegate, when the car was not running, sitting here, the wastegate was loose, meaning it was not sitting flush down on the turbo to keep those exhaust gases in there. And allow that turbo to run efficiently. So what I ended up doing was, if you can see here, this is your wastegate actuator, if you will. So this is vacuum controlled deal. It's not cosmic. There's a spring inside there, right? Well, when that spring wears over time, and this thing has 130,000 miles on it, so these little springs in here get a lot of wear. What happens is it allows you start getting a little bit of slack in the linkage, which causes the actual wastegate valve inside the turbo to not seat properly, and it doesn't work very efficiently. And so anyways, right about where that screwdriver is pointed, you'll see that rod that comes down out of the wastegate actuator here. There's a lock nut on the bottom, and then the upper portion, what you can do is you can adjust that. You have to tinker with it a little bit, but adjust that so that wastegate valve on the turbo is sitting flush and has just a little bit of preload, a little bit of spring pressure to hold it closed. And then you lock your lock nut here, you lock that back down right, and then you put it all together, reset your code, and take it for a drive and see what happens. I think if you have this code and you pop that cover off, and then you get the plate removed from the turbocharger, and you find that wastegate, because it'll kind of clank around whenever you tap it with your finger or whatever. Well, keep in mind if you've been driving it, that's going to be really hot. Anyways, if you find that's clanking around and that valve is not seated properly, you very well may have an easy fix. Now, this is going to be something that for kind of a novice, if you will, kind of like a non mechanically inclined person might find this a little bit complicated. I don't know. So I've been playing with this stuff for a little while, but anyways, give that a try. This one, I did that a couple days ago on this one, and I've been driving around, and it works great. So before I did that, though, I reset the codes, took it for a drive about 5-10 miles. By the time I got back, I already had a pending code, so it had already realized there was an issue. But once I adjusted that wastegate, then at that point, I've driven the thing probably 50 miles or so now, and no codes whatsoever. So that should, folks, that should help somebody out there. Anyways, good luck, and hopefully you're not getting stuck spending $4,500 on this thing. Also, haven't researched it, but that wastegate actuator, that little canister deal, looking deal that I was pointing at there, you might be able to purchase those if you wanted to get a new one, and that would probably be, might be a good idea. I don't know how long, that adjustment's gonna last. It lasted this long, so who knows? Maybe it'll go another 100,000. I don't know, but yeah, that would definitely. Should help somebody. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please.